Y estamos de vuelta con Dead Synchronicity. Ya tenemos zapatos, ya podemos salir. Y también ya sabemos qué es nuestro objetivo. El hijo de la persona que nos salvó de algún desastre catastrófico, nos salvó, pero quiere que le ayudemos a salvar a su hijo que está enfermo de una enfermedad que si lo ven que está enfermo, vienen y lo matan porque es algo que no es bueno aquí. Entonces, pues... y si le ayudas, él te dice que puede ayudarte a ver quién eras antes de la catástrofe, porque somos una persona formateada, nos acaban de reinstalar el sistema operativo y no sabemos qué está pasando. Entonces él nos puede ayudar a investigar a quién era antes del evento para saber quién soy, y no sé si eso me vaya a ayudar en algo o tal vez sea mejor no saber nada. Así que pues vámonos. A ver si ya... Oh no.
Before leaving, I should write down everything important I find out in this notebook. It might come in handy if, as Rod says, I'm one of the blankheads the great wave left in its wake.
Ok, ya quitó la tapa él. ¿Sospechará de mí? Espero que no sospeche de mí. Y espero que no recuerde que le falta una tarjeta o algo. A ver... ¿Lo está anotando aquí en este cuaderno? Oh... Ok, esto me va a ayudar a recapitular cosas en el futuro. Rod me ha prometido su ayuda para recuperar mi pasado, a cambio de localizar ese medicamento para los disueltos. No es muy explicatorio o muy explícito lo que es el... ¿cómo se dice? El recuento de lo que ha sucedido, pero nos da una idea de qué es lo que estamos haciendo o qué debemos de hacer. Lo bueno es que todavía tiene hojas y trae una pluma. Y la música ya está empezando a andar, ok. Ok, donde ya tengo zapatos ya puedo explorar esto sin problemas. Aquí vamos a recordar qué hay. Ok, era una puerta, pero no la podemos abrir con lo que tenemos. Ahora, ¿se enojará conmigo si le hablo otra vez? Y va a decir, ¡hey tú! De seguro tú fuiste el que me tapó esto. Y se levanta y me pega o algo, ¿no? A ver.
This individual seems a little unhinged. Nothing strange about that, considering what this place is like. And judging from his threats, I don't seem to have made a very good impression on him.
Ok, bueno, vamos a dejarlo ahí por si acaso. No vaya a ser que nos haga algo. O hablamos con él a ver qué pasa. Al cabo acabo de guardar. Hola, ya tengo zapatos.
Can I ask you a few questions?
I'll answer anything you want.
Ok, no, nada.
Well,
Just be...
No sospecha de nosotros. Nos salimos con la nuestra. Perfecto. Ahora aquí.
the ground in this lot is full of trash, scrap metal and broken glass. This is where I learned my first lesson in this new world. If you want to avoid problems, watch your step.
Ok. Bueno, parece que no hay nada más aquí, así que salgamos. Exploremos el nuevo mundo. Oh no. El nuevo mundo no es muy bonito que digamos. Oh no. Y se glitchea.
Oh no. It's starting again. It's amazing. Everything's changing. Everything. Everything is mutating. And I haven't even moved. I don't understand. I don't understand anything.
Ahora, lo que no sé es si de que cuando salgan esas cosas siempre se ve como que algo cambia o algo cae. No sé si eso sea una pista de algo que tienes que hacer o no sé. Imagino que irme para allá con ellos es mala idea, ¿eh? ¿Qué más hay por aquí? Tiendas de campaña.
A quick glance at these tents is enough to make you realize how forsaken these poor people are, confined against their will inside the camp.
Okay.
Although it looks hastily and shoddily built, it's surprising to see a brick-and-mortar building amid all these shacks in the refugee camp. No doubt this must belong to someone important, or with very good contacts in here.
Ok, acá no hay nada. Ok, hay dos lugares donde podemos ir, a la derecha o a la izquierda. O a la arriba también, pero no creo que sea buena idea ir arriba, ¿verdad? Pero quiero ver si puedo ir arriba. Y quiero ver si me matan. A ver. Hola. Soy nuevo. Tú eres el que le disparaste al señor ahorita, ¿eh? A ver. Oh, no.
Oh no. Here comes that sensation again. It's like floating in a dense liquid, while everything around me is transformed. Good God. I think I'm starting to lose my mind.
Ok, ¿eso no será lo que tienen los enfermos que pueden ver eso? A lo mejor yo estoy enfermo también y no lo sé todavía. A ver, muro de hormigón.
Dozens of bullet marks and some trails of fresh blood dripping down the wall. Oh my God. This corner of the camp stinks of gunpowder.
Ok, parece que aquí es donde ejecutan a la gente.
A pool of blood mixed with mud marks the spot where that man. It gives me the chills. They may be able to kill with impunity, but it's still the scene of a crime.
Ok, ahí fue donde mataron al que inculparon de que estaba enfermo. Hola señores, ¿puedo saludarlos sin que me disparen?
Soldiers who guard the camp. And if their expressions are anything to go by, they're as violent and unyielding as the barbed wire surrounding this dump.
¿Esa será la ciudad donde está la cura? ¿A dónde vas? ¿A dónde vas? ¿A dónde vas?
A small military sentry box with no door, so narrow that the soldier on duty can hardly turn around inside. Maybe this leather saddlebag contains tools for motorcycle maintenance. Like a... Whew. Well, I'm sure I could drive it. I have no idea how these machines work.
Ok. Imagino que si trato de agarrarla me detienen ellos. Hola. Soy nuevo aquí.
Where do you think you're going, Rat? No one leaves here without a pass, unless it's with a bullet between the eyes.
Yes, and we can take care of that for you if you don't get away from that gate. Come on, stick your neck out. We could use a little entertainment tonight.
What's the matter, Rat? Cat got your tongue?
I think it's best if I get away from the gate. I'm afraid their threats are deadly serious. Sorry, guys. I'm not looking for trouble.
Dicen que solo puedo salir del campo con un pase. ¿Dónde puedo conseguir uno?
You say that I can only get out of the camp with a pass. Where can I get one?
Only soldiers and moles have passes for entering and leaving the camp. And you don't look like either one of those things. So get lost.
Well, sometimes we can make an exception, but only if the person who wants to leave is generous enough. And why exactly do you want to leave the refugee camp? What did you lose on the other side of the fence, Rat?
Busco ayuda para el hijo de mi amigo. No creo que sea buena idea decirles eso, ¿verdad? Bueno, he oído que en la ciudad las cosas están mejores, ¿eso es verdad?
So, I've heard things are better in the city. Is that true?
Yeah, it could be. But that's none of your business. What do you care? If you're gonna die in this dump anyway.
Get the idea of leaving right out of your head. There's no place for rats like you on the other side of the fence. Unless you want to take a walk in Suicide Park. Do you want to become a Dark Star, Rat?
Now quit bothering us and get lost.
Ok, hablemos de otra cosa.
Let's talk about something else.
¿Por qué me llaman rata? ¿Quién está al mando aquí?
But why are you calling me Rat? Who's in charge here?
Well, did you hear that? It looks like we have a new kid on the block. Let me ask you something. If you people living in this camp crawl around in garbage, build your houses out of garbage, and eat garbage, what else are we going to call you?
We're in charge here, the ones with the rifles. That's the only rule you need to know. See all those dark stains on the wall next to the barbed wire?
Yes, I see them.
They're the guts and brains of rats like you who forgot the golden rule. We call it the Wall of Shame. We're in charge here. That's pretty easy to grasp, isn't it? But sometimes one of you forgets. And that gives us some more motivation to make you better students. So, how's your memory?
My memory? That's funny. In another context, that would be an amusing question, but there's nothing amusing about these animals. My memory works well enough to remember who is in charge here. Don't worry.
You catch on fast, Rat. That's a good thing. Now get out of here.
Bonita moto.
Nice motorcycle.
It is, isn't it? It's ours. So get anywhere near it, and you'll end up against that wall.
You don't have the authority to touch it or point at it. or even look at it.
Dare to touch it with your grubby hands, and you're a dead man. I guarantee it. Got it?
Okay, understood. I won't bother you anymore.
Get lost.
Ok, bueno. ¿Puedo hablar con él? No, ok. Ellos dos son los únicos que hablan. Él nomás está ahí haciendo su trabajo. Ok. A lo mejor tenemos que buscar también forma de distraerlos a ellos para poder ver qué hay en la moto. Ahora vayamos acá a la derecha a ver qué hay aquí en esta cueva. ¿Vivirá alguien acá? Ok, sí, hay 3 personas.
A thick wall of scrap metal, debris and rusty metal surrounds this place on all 4 sides. It's a good 20 feet high. I can't believe it manages to stay up.
Yo ya andaba bien listo para leer mucha voz, andar hable y hable, leyendo textos. No sabía que este juego estaba totalmente narrado. Parece que todos los diálogos están doblados. Sí, con voz. No, chica del vestido blanco, ¿qué estás buscando en chatarra?
She's a very young woman, practically a girl. She's playing by herself with some junk she found among the scrap metal and trash.
Hola.
Hello, Mr. Sleepyhead.
Excuse me? What did you call me?
You're Mr. Sleepyhead. I saw you sleeping in Colin's trailer. I'm so glad you're awake now.
¿Me conoces? No dormía, he estado enfermo. No hay que decir que estamos enfermos. No queremos que la gente piense que estamos enfermos. Ahí también estaba pensando, ¿y si delatamos al niño? ¿Nos podemos convertir en un topo y salir sin problemas? No sé si sea una opción que puedas hacer después o no. Señor Dormilón. No, ese no es mi nombre, me llamo Michael.
Mr. Sleepyhead? No, that's not my name. I'm Michael.
No, you're just trying to fool me. You're Mr. Sleepyhead. My name is Rose.
There's something odd about this girl's behavior. It's true that she's very young, but she talks like a little girl. Nice to meet you, Rose.
Así que tú también conoces a Rod y a Colin.
So, do you know Rod and Colin too?
Of course. I go over to their house a lot. Well, when they let me out of the van, that is. Rod and his wife have been very nice to me. Sometimes they let me play with Colin. We're very good friends. Are you a friend of Rod's and Colin's too, Mr. Sleepyhead?
Yes, I'm friends with them too.
Ok, no voy a decirle que estaba enfermo, porque no es algo bueno que puedes decir, me imagino.
I should be going now.
Do you want me to tell you a secret, Mr. Sleepyhead?
Of course.
I have your old clothes. The ones you were wearing when Rod and his wife found you. I have them in the van. They were going to throw them away, but they gave them to me to wrap my baby in. He'll be cold now that winter's coming.
Your baby? You have a baby, Rose?
Yes, I have a baby, but he's not with me right now. He got lost. Have you seen him? Do you know where he is? I have another secret to tell you, Mr. Sleepyhead.
Back in the van, Rose. Now. Move your ass. Get in there.
Another secret? Just a minute. Wait!
Get in that van, Rose.
It's a very important secret, Mr. Sleepyhead. Something about you. Something about before the Great Wave. But first I have to find my baby. Have you seen him?
Come on, Rose, you heard me. You don't want to get us mad now, do you?
I have to go. Goodbye, Mr. Sleepyhead.
Poor girl. She's obviously mentally ill. She's just a little girl in a grown-up's body.
And you, if you want to go in there with her, you gotta pay like everybody else.
Ah, ok. Ya sé cómo está esto entonces. Ah. ¿Estarán abusando de ella porque tiene ese trastorno para hacer dinero? No podemos ver qué estaba buscando ahí en la chatarra.
The wreck of an old ice cream truck. I don't reckon it's going anywhere without its wheels. It looks like the enormous skeleton of a beached whale.
También así, los que tienen trabajo así es muy común que tengan algún niño también por ahí. Mafiosos. Generador.
This noisy electric generator seems very old and decrepit, but it works. An enormous rusty tank designed to collect rainwater. Everything indicates that the Great Wave wiped out the concept of running water in one fell swoop, at least on this side of the fence.
Más chatarra y basura.
Cars, machinery, steel, cement, even the skeleton of an old construction crane. This place is a veritable cemetery of the industrial age.
Entonces ya tenemos otro side quest. Tenemos que buscar al niño de la amiga esta de acá. Rose, ¿verdad? Rose. Mafiosos, me da miedo hablar con ellos. No confío en la mafia desde que he estado jugando mafia. Guardar. Vamos a guardar.
Hey, you guys. You talking to us?
Ajá, hola. ¿Me dejan entrar a la furgoneta? Solo quiero hablar con Rose unos minutos. Necesito que me diga el secreto. Pero me imagino que si vamos a decirle el secreto o preguntarle sobre el secreto, nos va a decir que primero le ayudemos a encontrar a su hijo. Y nos va a decir ellos que no, porque tenemos que pagar. Esa pobre chica no está bien de la cabeza, actúa como una niña. ¿Cómo pueden tener tan pocos escrúpulos en este mundo devastado y apocalíptico?
That poor girl's not right in the head. She acts like a little girl. How can you people be so unscrupulous?
Rose is an adult. She's earning a living. Like we're all trying to in this camp.
Mind your own business, pal.
You're abusing a poor, disturbed girl.
Us? Taking advantage of Rose? Us? You want to insult us?
We're giving her room and board. She's got nothing to complain about. But she's got to work. That's the only thing we ask of her in return. That's the way things work now.
Bring us the money, then you can get in the van with her. Hey, do us a favor and spare us all that sanctimonious crap from the old world, pal. Don't waste our time.
Sabía, es un tema muy clásico en mundos post-apocalípticos. De que no me vengas de cosas de moral y así. El mundo se acabó y podemos hacer lo que queramos. ¿Eso es un generador eléctrico? He visto muy pocos por aquí.
Is that an electric generator? I've seen very few of these around here.
Yeah, in this hellhole, you can count them on the fingers of one hand.
Nowadays, you can't buy generators like this anywhere. And with the power grid all blown to hell, you can bet that one of these is worth more than your life.
We use it to light Rose's room. We like to protect our, investments. So don't get too close to it. These things are very fragile, and they have a bad habit of getting lost. Now, we wouldn't want that to happen, would we?
Okay. Igual les voy a preguntar a ver qué me dicen. No sé qué es el precio para entrar con ella.
Let me into the van. I just want to talk to Rose for a few minutes.
Of course, it's none of our business what you want to do with her. But if you go into the van, you gotta pay the price.
Got any money on you?
No, I don't have any on me.
Then come back when you do and quit bothering us. We have a very busy schedule, you know?
The girl said something about a secret involving me. Something from before the Great Wave. It seemed important. But what is it? Maybe it was a product of her madness. But I need to talk to her inside that van to get some answers. I'll come back with the money.
Now that sounds much better. I see that we're starting to speak the same language.
Okay. Vaya que sí son mafiosos.
These guys have improvised a card table for their poker game by putting a plank on top of 2 old tires. There's no doubt that necessity has sharpened the resourcefulness of the people who live in the camp.
No sé por qué esas cosas que dice cuando estás viendo algo, siento que lo debería de como que decírselo a él mismo mentalmente, no hablando, abriendo la boca. De que, hey, ¿qué estás viendo? Sí, estamos jugando el mundo post-apocalíptico. ¿Qué quieres? ¿Quieres que tuviéramos una mesa más linda o qué? Ok, bueno, entonces ya tenemos otra pista. Está Rose, ella sabe algo. Tal vez en mi ropa tenía mi cartera o algo, y de ahí sabe algo ella, no sé. Bueno, necesitamos dinero si queremos verla, así que no podemos hacer nada. No toman a cambio alcohol. Puede ser esto muy, muy valioso, ¿no? A ver.
Better not. If these guys are unpleasant sober, I had to imagine them drunk.
Ok. Está bien, pues. Vamos a ver el otro lado entonces del campo acá. A ver qué hay. Antes de que se glitche esto. Me caiga la piedra encima o algo. Chan, 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 chan. Ok, ¿qué tenemos aquí? Un habitante solitario.
Camp inhabitant. He seems quite elderly. What's he doing here all by himself?
Tiene una fogata. ¿Hará frío aquí? Si necesitan fogatas, me imagino que sí, ¿verdad? Pero pues también para la comida o algo. Hilera de bidones.
Someone placed a bunch of those rusty drums up against the wall. Ugh. They smell like liquor and industrial oil. Oh, Jesus. The cocktail of odors is nauseating.
¿Pero puedo agarrarlo?
Okay, here goes. It's impossible to budge these drums at all. I don't know what they contain, but whatever it is, it weighs a ton.
No sé para qué quisiera mover uno de esos, pero lo puede mover. Cable eléctrico.
It's a thick cable that runs along that building's roof, but I can't see it very well from here. It's too high.
Ok. Necesitaremos ese cable para algo. Más bidones.
Dented, dirty, and in pretty bad shape. In this corner of the camp, there are drums stored everywhere you look.
Y acá hay todavía aún más.
Dozens of stored drums stacked chaotically. What the devil could be in them? And who might want to keep them here?
Vamos a hablar con él a ver qué dice.
Hello.
Hello, son. Would you like to get a little closer to the fire?
Thanks, mister. This is a rather isolated part of the camp. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm waiting. That's all. Just waiting.
Pues, ¿qué más puedes hacer aquí? Más que esperar. Estás esperando. ¿Pero qué espera exactamente?
You're waiting. And what is it you're waiting for exactly?
Nothing in particular. The usual. For the fire to go out. For sunrise. For it to get cold again. I'm waiting for something to change. Or for everything to stay as it is. I'm just waiting. You're too young to understand.
A veces uno simplemente existe por existir. Y el día pasa y otro día pasa y... Pues, ¿qué más haces? Empieza a hacer frío. ¿Dónde está tu tienda? O su caravana. No creo que tenga una, pero vamos a preguntarle igual.
It's starting to get cold. Where's your tent? Or your trailer?
Yes, I had a tent once. They issued me one when I decided to enter the refugee camp after the Great Wave. The trailer was out of the question. They went to the families with the best contacts. You know how it is. Even in purgatory, some people are more equal than others.
Dice que decidió entrar en el campo. ¿Significa que no lo obligaron a venir?
You say that you decided to enter the camp. Does that mean that people weren't forced to come here?
No, of course not. Why would they have to force us? The catastrophe hit the city hard. Those of us who had lost our homes were invited to come here. In principle, it was temporary, just until the authorities got the situation under control and started rebuilding. We used to have food, water, and a place to sleep.
But now it's more like a prison camp than a refugee center. What happened?
I don't really know. I guess something went wrong. The new housing they promised us never got built. And in the end, the army seized control of the camp. The food ran out, and then the water supply. Nobody bothered to replace them. Seems like our lives didn't matter anymore.
I see.
In time, things in here started to get very ugly. There were riots, uprisings, and the army decided to close the gates of the camp without any notice. One day they decided that no one could enter or leave here. Well, actually, people still could. Enter, that is. Now, this is where anyone who gets in the way in the city ends up. Or anyone they don't know what to do with.
So, this has turned into something like a concentration camp.
That's right, son. That's exactly what it is. You know,
Bingo.
it's funny. I remember when my father told us about the war in Europe, about all the persecution, deportations, those overcrowded cattle cars. That all sounded to us like an old movie, an old horror movie. And look at us now. I guess some things never change. They just stop being visible for long enough for us to forget about them.
¿Y dónde está ahora su pequeña tienda de campaña?
And where's your tent now?
It was stolen from me a while back. They fetch a good price on the black market now.
Stolen? But how could anyone...
You seem to be new in the camp, am I right? These things happen nowadays. It's best to take things as they come. The reality of the new world is very simple, son. The soldiers and the moles do whatever they like on this side of the fence. And the hunter and his men run the black market and all the dirty rackets. I suggest you memorize all this.
The hunter? I've exchanged a few words with him, but I hardly know him. Yes. The man who protected me during all the shooting. He seems like someone with good connections and some answers. Could he know anything about the drug for treating the dissolved? Do you know where I can find him?
You can find him in those barracks at the back. That's his... well, let's say it's his logistics office. Now, the hunter is very dangerous. Watch your step around him and his men. I happened to meet his father when he was young. He was a violent, degenerate son of a bitch. A real asshole. And I'm afraid his son has followed in his footsteps.
Hablemos de otra cosa.
Let's talk about something else.
Dígame, ¿existe alguna forma de poder salir del campo?
So tell me, is there any way to get out of the camp?
I'm sorry, son. The only way to get out of this camp is to know someone important who can pull strings for you. Or to become a camp mole. Those traitorous scumbags have gate passes.
I see.
I'm not surprised you want to get out of this shithole. You've no doubt got something to do or someone to find out there. Or they say things are better in the city. That there's order and that things are starting to function again. But who knows? Well, at least they have Reverend Blake and the consolation of Suicide Park.
Suicide Park. Suena como a una secuela muy trágica de South Park.
Suicide Park? What's that?
Just a song that drifts into the refugee camp from the other side of the fence now and then. And the first dark stars come out to hang from the sky. We could sit and count them together, you and I, when the sun departs from Suicide Park. I'm sure you still have some hopes, some dreams. I'm afraid you're just too young to understand it.
¿Quién es el padre Blake?
Who's Reverend Blake?
He's a preacher who sometimes comes from the city to bring us a little comfort. Now, some people make jokes about him, but many of us believe that he's a prophet. You should hear him speak sometime. His words etch themselves deeply into your soul. That's why he has so many followers inside and outside the camp.
¿Y hasta dónde llegó el impacto de la gran ola? ¿Cómo están las cosas más allá de la ciudad?
And what was the extent of the Great Wave's impact? How are things beyond the city?
Truth is, I couldn't tell you. In the first days, the chaos was so overwhelming that no one worried about anything beyond their own backyard. We victims were disoriented, cut off from the world. Then I came into the camp and news from far-off places doesn't reach this prison. I'm afraid you'd have to leave here to get the answer to that question.
Ok, tengo que marcharme. Tenga una buena espera, abuelo.
I should be going on my way. Have a pleasant wait, mister.
Muchas gracias, muy amable, señor. Vamos a guardar. Vamos a ver si está el cazador acá.
Another brick and mortar building. That's the second one I've seen inside the camp. These structures stand out like mansions in the misery that dominates this place. Its owner must be someone important.
Knock, knock. No tienes puerta. Uy, tenemos 4 personas aquí. Aquí está el cazador. Ok. ¿Ellos tienen también un generador?
It's a bunch of open beer cans, dented and empty. I'm not sure why, but I find the smell of stale alcohol they give off distasteful, like all the other odors in this place.
¿Me puedo llevar una? Sí. Parece que no les importa que recoja basura. Está bien. Hola, barman. No, primero vamos a ver qué hay aquí.
He's behind the bar, and he serves the drinks. Now, I don't claim to be clairvoyant, but I'd swear this guy is the owner of the place.
Sí, soy yo. Como les digo, es medio raro que lo que piense se vea la boca abrir. Que lo esté hablando en voz alta de lo que piensa, ¿no? Es medio extraño.
Stain from spilled drinks, rings from glasses and rust. The bartender looks out from the other side, seemingly bored and apathetic.
Estoy aquí enfrente de ti, te escucho. No seas grosero.
The cheerful patrons of the bar. I suppose the gray substance one of them is sipping is liquor, but I can't tell what kind. I don't think he can either.
¿Y el cazador?
Hey, that's the guy I was talking to during the shooting by the cleanup brigades. What did he say his name was? The Hunter?
¿Hablamos con él primero o hablamos con el barman? Hay que ser respetuosos y hablar con el barman primero, ¿no? Hola. Lindo día aquí en La Purga. ¿O cómo se llama este lugar? Este centro de concentración.
What are you having, pal?
Nope. I'm afraid I don't have any cash on me.
That's no problem here. We don't only accept cash, we also barter. We accept anything of value. That excludes checks, naturally.
Tal vez podamos cambiar la botella de whisky por otra cosa. Como es un bar, a lo mejor una botella rara de whisky le puede servir a él para venderlo y nos da otra cosa. Curioso lugar, ¿eres el dueño de todo esto?
Interesting place. Are you the owner?
No, pal, don't get the wrong idea. I only work here. This belongs to the Hunter, like every other business enterprise here inside the camp. He's the head honcho.
I see.
A lo mejor él nos puede dejar entrar con Rose sin tener que pagar. No, ¿verdad? No creo. No creo que tenga tanto poder. ¿Qué clase de productos venden aquí? En este bar.
What do you sell here?
Anything you can eat or drink. Anything that fits into a box or a bottle. For other types of goods, talk to the Hunter directly. What do you need? Liquor, tobacco, food?
At the moment, I don't need anything like that, but I'll keep it in mind. Thank you.
He visto muchos barriles apilados en la entrada del edificio. Solo por curiosidad, ¿qué tienen dentro?
I saw a bunch of barrels stacked up at the entrance to the building. Just out of curiosity, what's in them?
Nothing. Just some things that need to be stored. Take my advice, pal. Keep your nose out of the Hunter's business if you want to keep it on your face.
Okay, it was just curiosity.
No sé si eso fue algo que no le gustó que le preguntara.
Hello again. What can I get for you?
Esto ya le preguntamos, ¿no?
What do you sell here?
Anything you can eat for what do you need?
At the moment,
Ok, a lo mejor necesitamos saber de algo que venda para decirle que, necesito esto.
I'm not really interested in buying anything.
No, hablemos con el cazador ahora. Hola.
Mike, my friend, it's nice to see you again.
Hi.
Guys, this is my friend Mike. He's new around here. We met at one of the cleanup brigade's latest parties. Isn't that right, dude? Pull up a seat and have a drink. We like to be hospitable to newcomers.
Something tells me I shouldn't accept that drink. That it's not a good idea. Not anymore. No thanks. I don't drink.
Okay, Mike, whatever you say. But I'm not accustomed to people turning down a drink. At least, not in my own establishment, in front of my men. So tell me, what brings you here?
Primero vamos a preguntarle más sobre él. Dime, ¿por qué te llaman el cazador?
Tell me, why do they call you the Hunter?
That's a good question, Mike. You know my real name is Hank, but no one calls me that anymore. Now I'm the Hunter, because I can find you what you want, when you want it. You know, it doesn't matter where it is, how fast it runs, or where it tries to hide. The new world gave me a new name and a new life.
A new life?
Yeah, a new life. It's hard to explain, dude. But I think in a way, you and I are similar, Mike. That's why I like you. Let me explain it to you. It was the Great Wave. The Great Wave that changed and purified everything. The old world was a messy, complicated, and unjust place. After the Great Wave, everything became crystal clear. When all the old laws disappeared, only one rule remained. You gotta do what you gotta do. It's that simple. And that's the universal law that puts each of us in our rightful place. Do you follow me?
You gotta do what you gotta do. Sounds like a handy way to justify anything and everything, even the indefensible. Yes, Hank. I follow you perfectly.
I knew it. I knew you'd get it straight off, Mike. But don't call me Hank. I told you, that guy died in the Great Wave.
Ok, bueno, vamos a preguntarle a ver si el cazador puede cazar por un remedio para los disueltos.
A friend of mine is in a bad way. I need to know if there's a drug that can help the dissolved, and how to get it.
A friend of yours, huh? Friendship is important, Mike. The camp is a very tough place, and you have to be loyal to your people. I like your gesture. Do I know this person?
No, I don't think so.
I see. Well, look, dude, I've heard something about that cure, but I don't know if it's true or just a camp legend. Sometimes desperation leads to wishful thinking. You know how it is. But if that drug exists, I can think of only one place you'd be able to find it.
Where?
There's a small medical center on the outskirts of the city. It's more like a pharmaceutical warehouse, but it's heavily guarded. I bet my bottom dollar that's where they keep anything that valuable. Maybe you should take a look at that building, if you can find a way out of this hellhole, that is. And I can't help you with that. You know I like you, dude. Let me give you a piece of advice. Stay away from those untouchables. From the dissolved. They won't bring you anything but trouble.
No sé si fue buena idea decirle eso o no, pero pues como notó algo en su diario, fue algo importante. ¿Qué más puedes contarme sobre los disueltos?
What more can you tell me about the dissolved?
Only what the authorities say. And that's all I need to know. The disease is fatal. And they say you can catch it just by breathing next to one of those untouchables. That's why they have to get rid of them as soon as possible. Have you ever seen one of those poor suckers die, dude?
No, I haven't.
Well, you're lucky, Mike. I don't recommend it. It's a horrible spectacle. It goes something like this. After weeks of drifting in and out of their trances, something happens inside their bodies. Something fails all of a sudden. The pain makes them kick and scream like pigs in a slaughterhouse. Then their flesh begins to melt, to become liquid. Do you understand, Mike? That's why they gave it that name. They literally dissolve.
But that's terrible. Those poor people.
On the contrary, dude, those bastards spread the plague. It's them or us. Understand? Anyway, you know how it works. The cleanup brigades tend to be more than generous with responsible citizens who help them with their mission of tracking down the dissolved.
Y luego, ¿y si él es un topo? Y le estoy diciendo que hay uno por ahí, va a empezar a sospechar. Y pues, ¿quién más conozco yo si me acabo de despertar? Es muy fácil deducir quién o dónde está el enfermo que conozco. Pero pues ni modo, ya le dije. Voy a seguir avanzando a ver qué pasa. ¿Y no podrías conseguirme tú una dosis de ese medicamento?
And can't you get hold of some of that drug for me?
I don't get mixed up in things like that, dude. The army has made it very clear. Helping or hiding the dissolved will be severely punished. Not even collaborators are free from reprisals. You saw what happened to that mole. Those pigs are ruthless about this.
What are you talking about, those pigs?
That's camp slang. The soldiers, the cleanup brigades. The inhabitants of this shithole call anyone with a rifle and a uniform a pig. They can blow your head off right on the spot with impunity.
Ok, ahora debo irme.
I should be going now.
Fine, Mike. You're welcome anytime. Remember, dude, Here we can get you whatever you need. No questions asked.
¿Me puedes conseguir la cura? No. Ok. Puedo conseguirte lo que quieras, excepto la cura. No puedo hablar con ellos, nomás verlos. Ok. ¿Y si le enseño la botella?
A bunch of empty aluminum cans, lightweight and tinny.
A lo mejor las puedes usar para rellenarlos de algún líquido, ¿no? No.
Greetings, pal. What's this? Are you proposing a trade? Because if you are, you came to the right place. What do you need? Liquor? Cigarettes? Food?
At the moment, I don't need anything like that, but I'll keep it in mind. Thank you.
Ok, entonces sí. Para eso es esta botella, es para hacer un trueque aquí. Ok. Me está trayendo recuerdos del King's Quest y así. Porque uno de los King's Quest que jugaba hace mucho y nunca lo pasé porque estábamos muy niños y no sabíamos inglés ni nada. Ahí hay como que una tienda de trueque. Y para avanzar la historia y todo eso, tienes que darle cosas, pedirle cosas, intercambias esto por esto. Pues por ejemplo, digamos que necesitas un objeto y te dice, ok, ¿y qué me vas a dar a cambio por este objeto? Y es de que, pues no tengo nada. ¿Qué te doy? Mi anillo, una moneda que tengo especial de la familia real. Entonces sí tienes que ir intercambiando las cosas. Una vez que ya usas ese objeto, puedes regresárselo y lo intercambias por otro de los objetos que tiene. Y así tienes que ir descubriendo en qué usar los objetos que tienes. ¿Qué más podría hacer aquí? A ver. El cazador me habló de un pequeño centro médico a las afueras de la ciudad. Rose conoce un secreto mío al interior de anterior de la Gran Ola. ¿Cómo puedo obtener esa información? Okay. Piensa, ¿qué tendrás que hacer?
Hey, you guys.
¿Ya tienes dinero o no? ¿No aceptan alcohol, cigarros o alguna otra cosa? ¿En vez de dinero?
Let me into the van. I just want.
Of course, it's none of our business what you want to do.
Got any money on you? Then come back when you do and quit. We have a very...
The girl said something about a secret. It's me. I'll come back with the money.
Now that sounds much.
Ok, no.
I don't have any.
Ok, no. ¿Tendré que hacer algo con el generador? Vamos a ver qué pasa si uso el generador. Se enojan conmigo y me matan o algo los mafiosos. Sacan sus Thompson y me empiezan a disparar. Como si fuera un negocio de alguien que no paga.
What exactly do you think you're doing?
Hey, pal. Touch that generator and you're a dead man. My partner and I don't kid around when it comes to defending what's ours. That clear?
Extremely. I was just curious and wanted to see this relic up close. You don't have to get nervous.
Okay, al menos no. Porque en esos juegos viejos de point and click hay muchas formas de morirte muy sencillamente. Yo esperaba que fuera algo así este juego. A lo mejor más adelante sí lo es. A ver. ¿Podremos ver ese lugar por acá, desde aquí? No sé si se vea por acá. Que desde por aquí puedas ver ese edificio médico. ¿Será esto? Ah, mira, por acá puedo caminar más. A ver. O me estoy saliendo de aquí. No, mira, sí hay algo más arriba aquí. A ver. Ah, pues es la casa de donde le dispararon. Ok. Pensé que nomás lo podías ver de lejos, pero no sabía que podías subir para acá. ¿Qué tal si nos contagiamos también nosotros aquí? Pero pues si no estamos contagiados ya de que está el niño ahí enfermo, yo creo que cualquier otra cosa no nos enferma. Ok, vamos a ver qué hay aquí.
Nothing of interest. The floor of the room is littered with useless junk like this. But wait a minute. I think I can see something sticking out from under that piece of wood.
Ella es la única que he visto así como que es muy fumadora. A lo mejor podemos conseguirle cigarros a ella y nos da dinero. Intercambiamos el alcohol por cigarros y luego se lo damos a ella y nos da el dinero para poder entrar con Rose.
Judging by its location, this closed door should lead into one of the bedrooms in this house. I can hear something from the other side. Sounds like howls or cries.
Te estoy escuchando, amigo. ¿Por qué hablas en voz alta?
Some of the drawers have been torn out of this old dresser. Now they're torn apart and spread out all over the room. Someone knocked over that enormous bookcase with all its books, and considering what it must have weighed, several people must have been involved in all this.
Me confundo cuando acercas mucho el cursor al borde, el nombre se va para el otro lado. Y pienso que son dos objetos diferentes, pero no, son el mismo.
A woman with a dirty, unkempt appearance, and she seems very agitated. Does her distress have anything to do with the condition of this house?
Te estoy escuchando, amigo. ¿No acabas de ver que le dispararon a alguien acá? Vamos a hablar con ella.
Hey, you filthy rat! Get out of my house! Do you hear me? Out!
Forgive me.
We've got nothing left for you to steal. Go back to your sewer, you filthy rat. Scram.
No, you've got it all wrong. I haven't come to take anything. But wait a minute. I recognize you. Weren't you with the man they shot out there a while back?
Yes, my name is Misha, and that man is my husband.
¿Pero qué ha pasado? ¿Por qué han disparado a tu marido?
But what happened? Why did they shoot your husband?
It's all your fault. All because of you camp rats. One of you reported him for harboring a dissolved. And those army pigs opened fire without even caring who they were aiming at, or how hard my husband had worked for them.
So the lady the cleanup brigades took away from this house was a dissolved.
That was my mother. I'm never gonna see her again. Damn filthy rats. Are you satisfied? It was you people that brought death to this family.
¿Por qué está todo por los suelos? ¿Qué les han robado? ¿O les han robado?
Why is everything all over the floor? Were you robbed?
They left us nothing. Those envious rats took everything. They'd been hanging around waiting for days. It seems like those bums have a sixth sense about where a dissolved is being hidden. When they saw my husband injured and lying on the ground, they forced their way in and looted our house.
Bums? Envious rats? Who are you talking about exactly?
Them! All of them! Everyone living here in this camp envies us. They envy who we are, what we have, our privileges, our army contacts.
So they envy you because your husband is a mole. Is that right?
Don't call him that, you worm! He collaborates with the forces of law and order. That's his job.
And in this collaboration with law enforcement, wasn't turning in others of the dissolved one of your husband's duties?
Shut up! Shut up! You envy us too! You're just like the rest of the rats in this camp. And what are the three of us gonna do when my husband's gone? We'll lose everything! The house, the money, our privileges.
¿Has dicho dinero? No. ¿Has dicho los tres? ¿Quién más está en la familia?
You said the three of us. Is there someone else in the family?
We have 2 children, 2 small boys. And in this camp, envy eats away at everybody. Now we'll be outcasts. No one will help us when my husband is gone. Winter will come, our money will run out, and my children will starve. Those 2 brats wear me down with their antics. I have to chase after them all the time, but they're my children, and none of this is their fault.
¿Pero en qué estado se encuentra tu esposo?
How is your husband?
He's badly injured. One of the bullets went through his stomach. He's not gonna make it. He's really suffering. He's in excruciating pain. If we at least had some morphine to ease his pain.
Morfina. ¿Qué privilegios son esos los que van a perder?
What privileges are you going to lose?
As a collaborator, my husband always received special treatment from the army. More generous rations of food and water. A little money, clothes, a treat now and then for the kids. And now all of that's gonna end. We won't be able to leave the camp. When he dies, they'll take away his gate pass. We'll die locked up in here. Like you rats.
Did she say a gate pass? Listen, Misha, I can help you.
And just how are you gonna help us, rat?
There's something important I urgently need to get from the other side of the fence while I'm out there. I could also get some morphine for your husband. I've heard that things are better in the city. It shouldn't be too hard for me to find some, but first I need to get out of the camp.
Like I told you, my husband has a pass that gets him through the gate. I could lend it to you, but I don't trust you. I don't trust you or any other filthy rat in this camp. Beat it! Get out of here!
If I want to get my identity back, I need that drug for the dissolved. And to get it, I have to leave the camp. I have to do whatever it takes to gain this woman's trust. No matter how unpleasant I find her screams and insults. Listen to me. I'm not just another camp rat. I'm your friend. I want to be your friend. You told me you were worried about winter coming. Let me help you. I'll bring you food. Food for your children. Then will you trust me?
I don't know. Bring me the food first. First you bring me food for my children, and then we'll talk about that pass.
I'll do it.
Ok. Pues ya sabemos que podemos conseguirle a ella comida. Y en el trueque decía, ¿no? Comida, tabaco o alcohol. Pues me imagino que podemos ir por la comida ahí en el bar. Y otra cosa que se me hace muy distractor es que ella se parece mucho a él. Entonces como que es como si estuviera hablando con él mismo, pero no, es una mujer. Pero no sé, se me figura que se parecen mucho y me da risa, no sé. Lo único diferente que tienen es como que la nariz más puntiaguda. Y no está mal el estilo del arte de este juego, me gusta. Nomás, no sé, se me hizo muy extraño a ella. Bueno, no sé si sea problemático explorar su casa sin tener su confianza antes. Así que vamos a ver si podemos cambiar la comida y se la damos. Y luego ya después nos deje explorar su casa sin problemas. Porque no confía en nosotros, así que no creo que sea buena idea así nomás meterte, ¿verdad? ¿Era para acá? Sí. Acá está donde está Rose. A ver. Busco un intercambio por comida.
Greetings, pal. What's this? Are you proposing a trade? Because if you are, you came to the right place. What do you need? Liquor? Cigarettes? Food?
I'm still interested in that box of food you offered me. I brought you this.
Let me see. It's a good brand of whiskey. But the bottle's been opened, and there's a lot missing. I'd take it, but I'd need something more.
I'm afraid I have nothing more that can interest you.
Too bad, pal. Come back with something more than just that bottle, and the food's yours. You know how it works. We accept everything. Cash, jewelry, liquor, cigarettes.
Ok. No iba a ser así de simple, ¿verdad? Ok, gracias. Ok, bueno. Yo creo que lo voy a dejar aquí por ahora porque está mi gato esperando a que le abra la puerta. Es muy distractor. Bueno, entonces ya tenemos la pista de qué queremos hacer. Nos hay que seguir buscando. El cazador me habló de un pequeño centro médico a las afueras de la ciudad. Pero antes debo salir del campo. Y Misha me prestará el pase de su marido a cambio de algo de comida. La comida que puedes conseguir en este bar. Pero el trueque no es suficiente esta botella de alcohol porque está media abierta. No sé si tengamos que llenarla con alguna otra cosa como por ejemplo algo de aquí que huele a alcohol. Pero estaríamos arruinando una botella. Entonces no sé si tengamos que darle la botella y alguna otra cosa más, como una botella y una caja de cigarros o no sé. A lo mejor podríamos convencerla a ella de que deje de fumar y que nos dé una cajetilla de cigarros. Y así podemos conseguir la comida y el pase. Bueno, gracias por ver. Espero que les haya gustado y continuamos Death Synchronicity en el siguiente episodio. Vamos a buscar esa comida y ese pase para salir de aquí. Gracias por ver, los veo la próxima. Sale, bye.